Boop. Okay. There might be some things broken. Who knows? It wasn't my choice. OBS updated. Uh we're gonna see what happened. How broken could it be, you know? Every update it feels like it's a little more broken. So I'm a little worried. But it's okay, you know, it can't be any more broken than it has been the last couple of months for me. Can't complain too much. Hello, Nathan. Congrats on grabbing first. Thank you for spending your taxes. I appreciate it, dude. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Hello, hello. I'm just going to go ahead and post some links around, and we should be good to get things started up here. Boop. And boop. Okay, okay, okay. Water Ghost, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Well, on time. Is everything all right? I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm actually on time. Let's see what, dude, every time I get bored, like, heck, you go live. I'm always around. Well, I shouldn't say I'm always around, but I'm around a lot. I mean, 3 days a week, around about the same time, usually. You know, I think that's a good batting average, at least, to have a shot at being around when you're bored, at least. I've been busy. There's gonna be a lot of spoilers in today's episode. For next episode, there's gonna be a lot of episodes in this stream for the episode. And, that's just gonna have to be what it is. I'm sorry, guys. Frog, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate ya. What is the project of mine? Yeah, it's, there's a big build, right here in front of me. And I'll talk about it here in a second. But basically, we need to gather resources for the build. That's really the big thing. I've been doing a lot of fishing in hopes to get, a mending book so that we could actually go get more materials easily, but that hasn't worked out in my favor, really. So, that is what it is. You know, I can't force the game to give me mending, not through fishing anyway. So I've just been grinding away at that slowly but surely. If anyone's wondering, my exact stats there, I've fished 4,649 times. So, you know, we're gonna be fishing for a while. I have a feeling. The videos are better than the streams, like, for my enjoyment. You are very enjoyable both ways. It's just for videos, so I appreciate that. That means a lot. I always worry about my videos. Streams, I don't really stress too much about. I just kind of do it. Hello, Annabelle. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Hello, hello. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off shaders really quick, and I'm going to show you guys something. Because I don't really feel like going all the way over there right now. It is over here, just trust me, okay? I have built a little bit of a bee farm. And it's really far out here. Because this is where I want to put my bee farm officially. The problem I'm running into, though, is bees are so slow. Oh my goodness. So way over here, I have this little farm. And it does the job. It does the job. It's very slow, like I said that. So I spent like a couple of hours working on this sucker. Just sitting here breeding bees, harvesting their honeycomb so that I can make more hives and nests. And we're now at 9, which isn't terrible. It's not enough though. We need more bees. And that's going to be another thing that we might work on today if we have time. I'll give you guys a nice little peek at what we're working on in this most recent video. And I think one of the coolest views is from here. I just got to wait for the chunks to load in. All right, you guys ready for this? That's That's right there. Now it's flat, okay? It's very, very flat, and it's only halfway finished, and it's not the right colors, okay? But it's just sketch lines out of cobblestone. It's not terrible. You can see a little bit of color there. I'm working on it. Trust me. There's more to come here. But that's what we've got out there in the background. And we'll be working on that soon enough, but we need materials for it. And we're going to work on that hopefully today. Hello, Bambi. Welcome on in. Good to see you. Angela, hello, hello. Message from a previous streamer I watched. What kind of potato chips do you like? Potato? I don't know. I mean, potato chips. I'm not really picky on my chips, to be entirely honest. I mean, I like Lay's, I like Ruffles. Ruffles are kind of the supreme potato chip, really. I feel like the salt to potato ratio is the best with them. But I don't mind a bag of Lay's, or even generic store brand is fine too. What is with all these kings and big builds? I don't know. I honestly didn't think I was gonna be able to see it from this distance, but no, it is very visible right there. And I thought it was gonna be a little more hidden, but it's not. That's just part one of the build. Once that's all built, we have a volcano to build as well, and I don't know what that's gonna look. I don't know what that's gonna look like. Thank you for the reminder, Angela. I do need to eat. You're correct. Thank you. I would say, hey, you can move it easily with Silk Touch, and then I remember your situation. Yeah, it's fine. It's all right. I do have Silk Touch at least, but we do need some more mending books. Truthfully, I'm running out of durability on everything. I went mining a couple days ago though for some tough, and I got a bunch of diamond ore, so we should be okay for a little bit, at least for now. When it comes to materials, we'll see how long that lasts. I want that back. Thank you. Unfortunately, also, we're not in the update where deep slate, smooth deep slate can be turned into cobbled deep slate. I do need cobbled deep slate, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a throwaway pick here, because this one I need to keep around in order to fortune the diamonds. So we'll just kind of make another pickaxe that I can bring to its like lowest durability without a second thought. And we'll take this with us down to the mines. We'll go mine some deep slate for a pretty good amount of time because we need a ton of it. Hang on. Let me come down here. Sleep. And well, no. Let's sleep up here. What should I tell the next streamer I watch? You should that's a good question. You should tell them to never give up and keep pursuing their dreams. If I change my name to King Water Ghost, do I instantly want to build big builds? I think so. I think it's part of the name. Jim Zell, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Rift, hello, hi. How are you doing? Nathan with the 60 stream streak. GG's, dude. That is insane. I don't know if I said it. Swifty thanks for your taxes. George Washington is my second cousin. I found that one out yesterday. That is wild. I'm related in some way to Andrew Jackson, which is kind of crazy that you bring that up, Water Ghost. Yeah. I don't know exactly how it fits, but that's the story I was told by my grandmother, or great-grandmother. I don't know how it works exactly, but it is there somewhere. So this is the build, or the build area. I still need to do some texture variation here. Voxy, man, please. And As you can see, we've got a little bit of pale moss in there with the tuff. I think those blocks blend perfectly. But there are some stone or some bricks right here. You can see them. I need to kind of blend that a little bit better because right now it's a very flat line. I don't want to do that. I also got to fix the terrain because it's kind of a mess here and I need to make that look good. This needs to be thickened up, but we're also gonna like do some cool stuff here. I don't want to give away all the details of the build, but as you can see here, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be pretty big. It'll be interesting. When I find out, I can send you a link to the site I used. You just gotta input parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. Boom, you're related to 30 famous people. That is insane. That's really cool, though. Yeah, I mean, if you want to send it to me, I'll check it out, maybe. That could be fun. Reg, did you see the stuffs I sent? I saw the Reddit, link that you sent me. The meme. That was funny. So true. I didn't see the thing you sent after that, though. Okay, also, guys, if the audio sounds a little weird, let me know. I didn't do anything to change the audio, but OBS changed their audio mixer. So, I'm trying to learn it a little bit. Also, I have my ceiling fan, and I have always had it on, but I flipped it around, and then it started snowing. So I'm probably going to flip it again, but I'm just curious if you guys hear the air coming through it ever. You know, just let me know. It's not going to hurt my feelings if it's crappy audio. Let me know. That way I can fix it, you know? What about the thing before the meme? I haven't had a chance to listen to all of them. I've listened to a few of them, but it's like, what, 17 recordings? I haven't listened to all of them yet. I get to leave for Disney this Thursday, finally, so high chance I miss Thursday stream. That's A-okay, dude. I hope you have a good time while you're there. Also, I need to, well, this will be a side project here in a couple of, here in about an hour, maybe, possibly. But what I really want to do is I want to go down to the deep slate and just start mining. If we could get down to diamond level, let's just strip mine for a little bit. That would be fun. Speaking of fans, can't believe Admiral changed my name on Discord. That was funny. That was so funny to me. I didn't know that he did that. I thought you did it. I was like, that's such a Nathan thing to do. But then you said something. I was like, oh, wait. Admiral did that. That's wild. That was really funny, though. I didn't bring any torches. If it's dark down here, let me know, guys. I can turn up the brightness a little bit, probably. Down, 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 down. I think I picked up some, yeah, right here. This is where I got some of my, what's it called? Tuff. I got some of my tuff from over here. I've got a lot of tuff right now, which is good. I need that. I'm gonna use this as a, torch for now. Okay. Oh, I used the wrong... Okay. I've already made mistakes. So, silk touch efficiency. Alright. We got this. Let's try to get down pretty low. Without dying, ideally. Cave chicken. I think I'll be pleasantly surprised with what I sent. Bet. I will check that out, hopefully after stream, if all goes to plan. I could find, like... I mean, I could make a redstone torch. And just hold that in my offhand. That will produce a little bit of light. It's not like it's a ton. That iron, that is iron. We don't need iron right now. We have to find coal. That's what we really need right now. Although I could probably... That works. We could just carry around the lava bucket like it's my torch. That gives us a little bit of light. That works, yeah. I just need to be careful not to burn myself now. My state was wild from Sunday to Monday. 70 degrees at 6 p.m. Stormy with tornado warnings all night, and then it was snowing at 9 a.m. the next morning. Sounds kind of similar to here. Yeah, Sunday was very nice and warm. And then Monday was not. Next thing you know, it's snowing buckets. And I mean, we were going less than half the speed limit on the interstate. Because we had to go out to eat and pick up some supplies for a project here at the house, and it was coming down, let me tell you guys. How close are we down? We're at 53. This is almost down low enough. I do need to be careful, though, not to die. I got this low. I've been down here before. I don't know if that made it into a video or not. I can't remember. Yesterday we got hail with 20-mile-per-hour winds. Oh, man, the wind. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, no, the wind was pretty bad. Not while it was snowing, thankfully, but last weekend. I mean, we had severe wind gusts. It was blowing shingles off of houses and all that kind of stuff. Genevieve, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Hello, hello. I still made us go to school with that. That is wild. That is... I'm not surprised, but I am disappointed. I just want to say that. Oop. Oop. Okay, let's just go this way for a little bit. The snow here barely stuck to the ground. The wind has been so bad, yeah. That's awful. I'm sorry that the weather hasn't been great. Like, the snow sticking to the ground would have been nice for you guys. Here we're sick of it. It's still on the ground, I think. I don't know. I haven't really looked outside today. I've tried not to really do anything outdoors related for a while. Intentionally. I just want to be a little bit of a hermit right now. It's cold outside, I can tell you that much. Especially when I have to go outside to practice for Disney when the wind is at its peak and it's supposed to be cold in Orlando somehow. But interesting how a state only 6 hours from me got a huge snowstorm, but we had a simple, normal winter day around 17 degrees. I wish it was colder. I hate the cold. It hurts my bones. I realize I sound like an old man saying that, but it's true. It's not good. It's not good. But yeah, Orlando does get cold around this time of year. Well, subjectively cold. It's not freezing or anything like that, but it is, you know, it's gonna be Florida's winters, you know, it's usually like 50s, but it's also got a lot of wind. Just, I mean, especially if you go anywhere near the coast, you will have a lot of wind from that, and it'll freeze ya. A couple of years back when I had graduated high school, my mom and we went to Florida to go to Disney, just as a graduation celebration, because I didn't really have anything that I wanted. I didn't have anything that I needed. You know, traditionally my parents would buy their other kids computers, like a laptop of some sort, so that way they could go on to college and do their homework on it or whatever. But you know, I had my own computer, so they couldn't do that for me. They bought me a 3D printer, but it wasn't equivalent to the price of a laptop that they bought for the other kids. So my mom was like, well, do you want to like go on a trip? I'm like, sure. So we actually ended up going to Disney in February as well. Okay. It was a pretty good time, but it was cold. And you're marching at 6 p.m. at night. Okay, yeah, you're getting no sun heating from that. It's gonna be pretty cold, yeah. That's unfortunate, Swifto. I hope maybe it warms up. That would be nice. Oh, hello. Dude, it was so cold for me today. Like, it was in the 30s. Okay, so before anyone gets onto this guy, hi, I am Information Ghost to give you some insight to this guy. So basically, when you live in the south, you get adapted to the warm weather because of massive change in temperature and not so low level. It's not so low levels. Same goes with northern people. They're adapted to cold weather, causing like, yes. You're not wrong. I grew up in Florida. I was 5 years old when we left. I've never really actually properly acclimated to weather anywhere, because I've moved so much. Truthfully, I enjoy the Florida weather. I think it does get hot there, but 70s is perfect. That is legitimately perfect weather right there. Especially if you can get like a nice cool breeze alongside of it. I hated living in the Midwest. The weather there sucked. And I knew people who would walk around in shorts and a t-shirt in the middle of winter. And they think that's like some sort of badge of honor, and then they get sick the next week and they're like, you know, the flu's going around. I'm like, no, you walked outside and froze your butt off, you idiot. Like, no, you don't get to blame flu season for that. You were just stupid. The Midwesterners are filled with pride for self-destruction. Like, oh my goodness. I lived there for 8 years. I can talk about that. They're idiots there, okay? Sorry, Midwesterners, you're idiots, but I just felt the need to say that. I lived there a good amount of time. It was something else. It was something else. Nikita, welcome on and hope you're doing well. It was cold for me today because of high winds yesterday. I believe it. I live not like near you, but I live in the same region. So it was very windy the last weekend or so. And I think it's in the 30s right now. It's colder than that. I don't give exact weather details to you guys usually, because I try to be careful of that. But I will say it's colder than 30s. Oh. Boop. You laugh at those who get sick for living in the cold, but I've never gotten sick for doing it. I also laugh at them. I can't lie. Well, it's different. Like, if you're being stupid, that's the difference. Like, you can live in the cold, but choosing to walk around in shorts and a t-shirt below freezing is not human nature. You're not made to do that. Like, you are a human being. I'm sorry. You don't... Your body is not made to walk out and just survive that for long periods of time. Dude, it's Magic Kingdom Day, though, so a lot of time is going to be cut from that day for the parade. March for 12 or so minutes, though, and only on one day. Okay, I see. Magic Kingdom is a fun park. That's one of my favorites. Nikita, thank you for submitting your taxes. Pink, thank you for submitting your taxes. Good to see you. We finally got some sun this week. It's been good. I'm glad to hear it. I went on vacation to Texas and I heard like 5 gunshots in the 2 days I was there. Sounds like an average Texas time, you know. Where I live, it's not uncommon to hear gunshots, but it's not like concerning. I just live like out in the middle of nowhere. So people go out and shoot in their backyard. It's not like they're shooting at people or anything. We actually have a huge deer population out here as well. So much so that it's almost a nuisance problem because they run out in front of you on the road. And, like, it could be 12 at a time. There's just so many of them. I actually have a picture of them out in my front yard eating the grass in my lawn. Like, it's... Well, I say my lawn. I don't own the place. But, you know, they were right there. It was like, dude, what the heck? I've seen coyotes out there. We've got a bald eagle somewhere. Or we had one at least somewhere out here. I don't know if it will come back this year or not. But sometimes it's out there. We've had various hawks who have chased away a lot of our smaller birds. Snakes, I've seen snake skin out there. Those are fun. I've seen turtles. I heard some frogs a couple of days ago, and then it got really cold. I'm sure they're all wishing that they didn't come out to... Do frogs hibernate? Like, how do frogs operate? I never really thought about this. I saw some mosquitoes actually today clinging onto the windows for dear life because it's so cold that their metabolism was slowed. It was kind of weird seeing that because you almost never see that. Like, I've never seen that personally out in the wild. You know, I've seen it in controlled experiments where people put a fly into a freezer to slow its metabolism just to show how that works and all that. But I've never actually seen that out in the wild, so that was kind of a cool thing. Loki, so mad we aren't going to Epcot. Epcot is like one of the best parks. I don't know why they wouldn't go. It's got the best food. It's got the best cultural experiences, in my opinion. It's got a lot of the best rides. I mean, it's got everything. One of the best parks, really. You gotta eat something? Oh, the deer, yeah. No. Well, I mean, I don't know if they're eating the deer. Well, people around here do hunt. I will say that. But, I think people are just actually going out for target practice more often than not when they're out shooting in the backyard. Or a black hoodie and cargo pants every single day, maybe thinking of taking off the hoodie on hot days. That's fair. That's reasonable. That is at least reasonable. $45 here. I think those who get sick simply don't know their boundaries because it's different for everyone. For me, I enjoy the cold, but I know my body still can get frostbite and hypothermia. I'm prevented it by knowing what my limits are. Yes, that's the big thing. Like, for example, I have walked outside barefoot, shorts, t-shirt on occasion in the middle of winter. It's been like 10 degrees and I've done that. But it's like to quickly go outside to my freezer, to the shed, and grab something so that I can bring it back in and eat it. I don't recommend it, but like, your body can sustain that for a couple of minutes. It's not going to kill you to do that. What will kill you is sitting out there like that for 30 minutes, soaking your feet in snow, and saying, yeah, it's not even that cold, guys. It's like, no, don't even lie like that. I know full well you're freezing your tush off right now, buddy. This last weekend in Missouri during St. Pat weekend, there have been a lot of turkey vultures hanging about. Oh, I bet. I forgot about how many of those were in Missouri. I used to live there, for those of you who don't know. That's where I lived in the Midwest. I can't say I don't really recommend it. Like I said, the weather there was miserable. The people, arguably more so. And there wasn't really a ton of fun things to go and do. So if you're somebody who wants to go do things on a weekend, I don't know if there's really much to do there. For the vast majority of people anyway. But some people, maybe that's your thing. I don't know. Not the frogs. Yeah, the frogs. Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't know what happens to frogs when it gets cold. Like, I've never actually thought about that, dude. I would assume their metabolism also probably just slows. That would make the most sense. I don't know. 32 tier. That's the behavior of an overconfident 14-year-old. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know what's with it in, like, young teenagers and preteens, I guess. But they have, like, this... It's over competitiveness, but in all the wrong places. And they're all like this, I feel like. And, you know, I probably was a similar way, but I don't remember it being over this kind of stupid stuff. Like, you know, we were arguing about who is the fastest person, who is the strongest, and all this other stuff, and... You know, there's a lot of people now, I'm thinking about it, a lot of other kids who, you know, they were like, well, I can withstand extreme temperatures. I put my hand on the stove while it's on. It's like, that's not cool. That's just stupid. Like, I'm sorry if you're the overconfident 14-year-old and I'm bashing you right now, but you're stupid, okay? Just throwing that out there. I mean, like, I'm not gonna brag about this, but I'll tell you guys, I have burnt my hand on numerous occasions, probably more than, at a higher heat than a lot of other people have had it, admittedly. You know, that just happens when you're stupid. Like, I have a 3D printer right here next to me. It's an Ender 3v2. That nozzle got to 400 Fahrenheit. That's enough to cook a pizza. I was trying to swap the nozzle on it, and you have to hot swap it on this particular model because the plastic will it was dried up in there, and when it's dried in there, it's harder to remove, so you have to move it while it's hot so that it comes loose easily. I was stupid and I just touched the metal block with my hand. I just grabbed it. And I was like, dude, I'm so dumb. I was rolling around on the floor over that, curled up in a ball and wanted to die. That hurt. I don't recommend it. As somebody who's been stupid, it's not cool to be stupid. It's funny later, but it's only funny if you live to tell the tale. That's the key trick there. We need to get out of here. It's also not funny or cool to be a jerk. That's the other thing. I know a lot of, not all of them, but there are a lot of younger people, and I mean older people too. There's a lot of people who just think it's cool to be a jerk to people, and that's never been cool. I mean, like, we portray it as the cool guy on, like, movies and television, I think. Especially, like, back in the early 2000s, the bullies were, like, popular, and, you know, the bullies were always mean. But, like, that was never really... I mean, it was kind of true to an extent at one point in time. But it wasn't, like, ever really fully accurate to the point that it is right now in today's day and age. Every TikTok trend makes me want to lobotomize myself. Yeah, me too. Anyone remember the NyQuil chicken? Confidence of a 9-year-old in a Batman t-shirt. Oh yes, that meme. That was a good one. Solid meme. I define jerk because I will call my coworkers things like old ladies, but pure jokes. If you're actually joking and they know you're joking, it's not. But like, if you're just calling people names, pushing them around, trying to be like this alpha male kind of archetype thing, that's not cool. Anyone that uses the term alpha male as like unironically, I think you might have a slight problem. That's just me though. Welcome on in, Emeralds, Ace, and Raiders. How's it going? What are you guys up to today? It's good to see you. You guys haven't already, be sure to follow Emeralds, Ace. We're just chilling today. We're digging up some cobbled deep slate, and I'm trying to get back up to the surface so that I can work on the build. I've got a lot of these random tunnels up to the surface now I'm thinking about it. We need to just suck it up and actually dig a hole. That way I come in and out of the same spot. We'll get there when we get there. That's a future me problem. Welcome Raiders. Yes, welcome on in. I have one thing I can confidently brag about, which being able to tolerate and enjoy negative temperatures while tolerating 100+ degree weather. So the fact I don't have to buy special clothes and enjoy the outdoors with a little worry, that's fair. And see, so long as you're safe about it, that's fine. That's the big thing. Only here for college, can't lie. It's unironically comparable to Nebraska in so many ways. It's where I'm from. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'm sorry. No. Hope things are going well. Yes, they are. They are. It's good to see you though. If you need to pop out and raid and run, you know, as always, please feel free to do so. I know life is busy. It's also getting late, and you may need dinner. So please do what you gotta do, and we'll be around. But I appreciate the raid as always. We'll toss out the bones, even though I kind of need those more. Let's, We don't need the redstone torch. That's really a niche item for me right now. We will do some stuff with redstone. It's just not yet. I can with 100% confidence say Nebraska is better than Missouri, only slightly. I mean, that's not a high bar. I will admit, that is not a high bar. But I am inclined to agree with you. I think I'm gonna go this way. I've never actually been to Nebraska, but I would much rather go there than to Missouri. I'm not going back. I've had several people ask me if I would ever come back. Like, they're like, hey, would you move back? I'm like, no. No, I would not. I will never move back. Like, you guys lost me. I'm done. I'm done. I try not to be super mean about it, but it's like, it's not... There's... Like, if I wanted a future in farming corn, sure, I would go back. Corn and soybeans. Like, what more could I want? One day King will say you cannot raid and run. Hey, keep Missouri out of this. Don't worry about the fact it was 80 out of 2 days ago. And it's 24 right now. I mean, the temperature swing across the U.S. has been pretty bad here. I had 70s and now I'm below 30. Not 30 below, but I'm underneath 30 degrees. It's wild how quickly the temperature swings. That. Okay. Hello, Snacks. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I have too many roots in Missouri to leave. That's fair. I can respect that. I have a lot of friends who live there. Or I had a lot of friends who lived there. I haven't really kept up with a lot of them. And if I did go back, I don't know if I'd really want to reconnect. Does that make me a terrible person? Probably. But, like... I'm not trying to diss your people, but... I don't know if I've ever met a person who currently lives in Missouri that's, like... worth moving back for. Like, I had a friend who lived there. He moved away for college, and he's told me he ain't going back either. Like, I respect him a lot for that, because his family is all there, and he's like, as much as I love my family, they would be the only reason that I would say it's worth going back. And even he said that's not enough. I'm like, you know, I really can respect that honesty. Ooh. They are bullying me. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna take him out from a distance here. Okay, maybe not. They're trying to bully me again. He's getting, like, volleyed. Okay, I need to pause while I read. What's your opinion on Tennessee? It's not a bad place. I've never lived there. I visited some family who lived there. I've dropped people off who were going to college there. It's not a bad place. I would consider living there. If I were really wanting to explore the music side of things a little bit more, I would even consider trying to break out into music there. But I think it's an oversaturated market, to be entirely honest. I think as much as a lot of people do get their big break in Nashville, your best bet, truthfully, unless you're just trying to get into live performances, is just going through the internet like everybody else these days. Biggest reason is the weather, better main city, football stadiums, and national ranking zoo. That's fair. That is fair. I will say, St. Louis was a cool place to visit once or twice. And, the zoo there is pretty cool. But it's not worth it, in my opinion. Like, isn't the St. Louis Zoo free? I want to say it was. It's been forever. How are you all? I'm doing well. I appreciate you asking, Snacks. Hope you're doing well as well. Never lived or explored much, but when I drove through it, I would be inclined to say it's probably like most southern states and probably has good food. Oh, I bet. I bet. Yeah, I've never actually stopped there to eat properly. We usually pass through and go straight to, well, sometimes we don't even go through Tennessee. Usually now we don't. We go through the Carolinas and, Georgia. All that. Mostly correct. Most staff is located here. That's fair. Alright, bit annoyed because I won my rings earlier in the house. I know that. At least you lost one of them. That's unfortunate. At least you know it's in the house, but doesn't change how annoying it might be. Hopefully you can find that soon. My Pooh thing wants to talk to you about what I was like during the whole Kittrix thing. I'm curious on your take. Like, way back then? I'll think about that. Lightning, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I go to Nashville at least once a year every year for work. That's cool. I've been there a couple of times, but it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been back. Life is... but I had pizza and watched a fun match, so I guess it's alright. How you doing? Hey, pizza's always gonna make life better, right? Going to DC, I watched half of Photo and fell asleep for the rest of the evening until reg stream, missed the later games. What? I missed something, I think. Piercing for forever. I just want to make sure I caught up. Okay. I just want to make sure. She hates my old music due to it being too vulgar. She loves my new stuff. Like, I wrote this song lit last night called How Come. It's showing struggle and being direct about it rather than hiding behind shock value. That's fair. I mean, yeah, that's, it's all about it's a whole different style. I mean, you look at, for example, somebody that does this very, very well, that we all know, and some of you probably don't love, but I think he's got some good stuff. Eminem, you know, his stuff, especially more lately, I would say, is a little bit more shock value. You know, you're always listening to see who he's gonna diss and how he's gonna do it. That's just part of the fun of his works in a lot of regards. So if that's kind of the style you're going for, that's just the style you write in. But I know it's not everybody's cup of tea either. That's fair. I do have a spare one, so the finger doesn't feel empty. That's good. I know I feel like really naked without my watch, and I imagine that's how people feel when they're used to wearing like a ring, and they're not wearing it I've never had a ring. One day I will. I'm holding on to hope, guys. Trust me, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Trust me. Will Omnia feature a cameo of Chuck Norris? Maybe. I mean, I don't know if the game's good enough for Chuck Norris, but we could try. We could try for it. Started a hardcore world, everything went well, extremely well. I didn't even want max protection armor, but somehow got netherite armor before I beat the game, and I collected 6 elytra. Fair enough. That is awesome. Sounds like you had a good start. I know for me, I'm intentionally playing slow right now. If I ever played hardcore, I'd probably do the same exact thing. I'd probably not focus on building like I am right now. I'd probably get through all the parts of the game that are scary, and I have a high risk of death for, but I would definitely progress through getting gear first, and then go to the end. Like, right now, my plan is to go get netherite before I even go to the end, I think. I don't really have a desire to get elytra yet, and that's the only reason I pursue myself going to the end right now. I don't really need any of the blocks. I don't need... I mean, the XP would be nice, like building an XP farm would be good. But I could just build an XP farm in the overworld, and that would be okay, too. They had 2 piercing crossbows. That is insane. They're getting kind of strong. I won't lie. The mobs around here are killing me. Okay. That's not nearly enough, is it? Because that's going to be like the predominant block for both of those. We're going to need a lot of that. Okay. Like 2 years ago when we first met. Okay. Crack my brain a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it was like you are now, but without a filter, I would say. That's like the best way to put it. I feel like, you know, it was still you in a distinct way, but there was nothing stopping you necessarily from... I would say you probably didn't think as much as you probably were supposed to before you said things, and that's probably really what got you into the most trouble there. I have no idea what you just said there, Nathan. I'm gonna be so honest. Will it get a PC guest cameo? I mean, if he wants to be in it, he could be, probably. Coming soon, engagement necklaces are the big thing, and King never gets a ring. No! No! Aww. That would be my luck. That literally would be my luck. Stardew Valley reference. That's right, mermaid's pendants. Right. Did you see what happened to Lincoln Park in Australia this last couple weeks? No. What happened? I haven't really been online lately. I feel like everywhere I go, there's like... PC Gus mentioned Spicy in your chat, yeah. Yeah, he is. I've just tried to not be online. I don't know how to explain that a ton, but I've just not been enjoying myself when I'm on there. It feels like everywhere I look, there's people trying to cause drama and beef, and you know, it has nothing to do with me, but there's people who are trying to drag me into it. And I'd really rather not be a part of some of that. So I try to stay off the internet when I don't have to be on it. You know, like I still record videos, and obviously the reason this video has taken so long to record is because it's such a big one. Like, technically, I mean, oh my goodness, we've got a lot, actually. This might not come out this weekend now that I'm thinking about how big it is. I want it to come out this weekend. When is the next Forever World episode dropping? I want it this weekend. But what I'm gonna say is it may end up getting pushed to next weekend, because I just realized we do have Minecraft Live this weekend as well. And I was already thinking about how I'm going to schedule out the videos for that. That might... I don't know. I had to think about that. I think it'll hopefully come out this weekend. It just matters. It really depends on how long it takes me to do what's up there. That's the big one. Already started the scaffold for the forge. Pretty much, yeah. I've got the entrance. Well, now you can't see it. It's right there. That's gonna be the gate. But I'm trying to get materials for it, and deep slate just takes so long to get. If I could silk touch it and then use the stone cutter on it already, that would be perfect. I would be fine. But I can't use the stone cutter on it yet until the update releases. So I'm kind of at the mercy of Mojang on that one a little bit. But I need so much deep slate for all my builds. Just gonna run past them all. Okay, they were doing a world tour. However, in the final run of concerts in Australia, they had to cancel because, from what I heard, Emily got sick from pushing so hard during the shows. Oof. I know she got, well, the whole band got sick. Like, it was in the first run of the tour, I think, when they were, I think it was Germany that they were gonna be in. But it may have been like, it may have even been Austria or something like that. I don't remember. But I remember that happening, but I didn't know about this one. That's unfortunate. Hopefully she gets back to feeling better soon, if that is what happened. I know, that's part of the trouble with tours like that, is it goes on such a long stretch, and you know, the more shows you do, the more risk you run at getting sick, hurting your voice, or in the case of instrument, you know, I have played until my fingers have bled on guitar. Like, it's not something that's necessarily super hard to do. You just have to have the willpower, and if you're playing a show, it's really easy to just get so sucked into what you're doing that you don't even realize that it's happening, and that can take a long time to recover from. In fact, it's taken me at times. I've had like It's like a micro tear in one of your tendons in your fingers. I've had that happen several times from playing guitar. It happens. And there's just really nothing you can do about it except let it rest for a few days and hope it gets better, but sometimes it could take like a week or two for that to heal. Okay, where did I dig down earlier? It's right here. Los Angeles Football Club are on in 35 minutes playing in the Federation of North Central America and Caribbean Association Football Champions Cup. I see. Okay, I understand that. There we go. That's cool. Hopefully, it's a good game then. Or good set of games, I guess. Already starting the scaffold for the forge. Most drama on the internet now most drama on the internet nowadays is not even drama. It's just people saying something is drama and everyone believes them. There's an extent to that, yes. I mean, you know, technically, drama doesn't even have to be something going on that's like true. If somebody just says something and then starts making other people believe it or leads them to believe that what they're saying is true, that can very quickly become drama just by deception. It's like, yes, you're right. A lot of it is just made up and it's not even like anything that serious between two parties. But a lot of people stir the pot and make fandoms rise up against each other, and the creator space right now, I feel it's just not fun to interact with people online anymore. Like, I've looked on Twitter past couple of days, and like everybody wants to drop their 2 cents on every single subject, and like some of it is important, don't get me wrong, but my problem is they're not putting their money where their mouth is at when they do talk about these issues. They say it to like win social credit, sometimes it feels like, and then they do nothing to change what they're talking about. And it's just like, I'm not about that. You know, if you're gonna open your mouth on a subject, you better make it good. And if you're gonna say there needs to be changes and you're gonna point your finger at everybody else, then you also gotta be somebody who's gonna make that change as well. And I feel like recently, that's all I've ever seen is people yapping on Twitter about how they want insert person here to do this, and insert group here is insert word here, and you know, it's just like, you have no clue how some of this stuff works, is what I've really learned about people online. They really don't know what they're doing. And that's okay. It's just like, if you don't know something about a topic, educate yourself before you start pointing fingers at people saying they're terrible people. I don't know. There's a loaded topic there that I'm refusing to speak on only because, like I said, I'm not going to talk about something if I'm not going to offer a solution. And also, I don't have the means to offer that solution and the fix, you know, that's the other part of it. You know, if I had the money, if I had the time and resources and the connections, then sure, I would consider talking about it and present some solutions and offer some fixes. But I'm just one guy playing Minecraft right now, and that's 90% of the people who are on Twitter complaining about the issue that I'm referring to. Let's see. They were doing like 6 to 8 shows in Australia in the time span of 2 weeks, and averaging from an hour and a half to 2.5 hour shows, not including everything they did prior, especially with the biggest over in India. Yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot. Al, welcome on in. Thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. Hello, Emmy. Also, thank you for submitting your taxes. I'm sorry that you're sleepy. Try to get some rest if you need it. Some dude challenged the Helldivers devs to beat the hardest level in the game for him to donate $1,000 to a charity of their choice. The game was unbalanced and his life was ruined. What? That is insane. I don't mind people like... I actually love seeing game developers interact with their communities. It's like, I think that's like a net positive for the Helldivers devs to interact with that. And it also shows them like, hey, yeah, no, this is unbalanced, or no, we could actually do it, so I think you're just being a baby. But, you know, I think there's also there's a couple of better ways to probably handle that. I don't know, depending on how it was handled. Random people doxed him and oh, I see. How did he lose his job? Like, did they make up stuff about him? If that's the case, that's awful. Or they're like, they do that because they're like, he's online and he's playing some video game. Like, what a loser. Like, doxing is terrible. Like, there's no excuse for it. I just want to say that much. I've had people threaten to try to dox me. I'm usually pretty careful about my info, so anybody that has something to dox me with, like, it's probably minimal anyway. And it wouldn't get most people very far in terms of a search. But, that all said, you know, you gotta make it really hard on the doxers. In this day and age, like, anything you say can and probably will be used against you no matter what. You know, if somebody really wanted to, they could search all 1,000 of my VODs that I have up right now. And they could go through them one by one, combing through all the data, and make essentially a wiki on me. And I mean, if you combined all of that, all 4,000 and something hours of content that I have produced in just live stream form alone, you know, I'm sure somebody would be able to dox me off of that. And I mean, I'm in a place where, like, it wouldn't hurt me a ton if it happened. It's not like I'm employed. Like, I'm not gonna lose anything there. My friends would find out who I am. That's probably the more scary part of it. Not that, like, I'm a terrible person online compared to real life. I'm pretty much the same. But I try not to tell people in real life anything about what I do. Just a couple days ago, I ended up telling somebody because somebody else spilled some beans and said that I was a YouTuber. And I had to weasel my way out of that situation. Hello, Red Fishes guy. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. But I do not like talking about it with other people in the real world. It's because there's a negative connotation with YouTubers. Most of us aren't that bad. But a lot of people have this idea in their head of who YouTubers are and what they do, and You know, like I said, again, most of us aren't really that bad. But when you're talking to like an elderly person who just they will not have their mind changed because they've had that mindset for the last 20 years, you just gotta kind of let it be. So, you know, when they do ask me what I'm currently doing, I usually say like stuff like, oh, I am working in online media. That's one word I've used for it. I have straight up told somebody I work in the entertainment industry, which I didn't realize how it sounded, but it sounds a lot worse than I meant it to. Because then they start like asking like, oh, what kind? I'm like, the online kind. And that's like, what do you mean online entertainment? Like, because I'm so cryptic about some of it sometimes, it sounds like it's a little more less than family friendly than what I mean for it to be. Entertainment, you say. Mm-hmm. What do you say when someone asks what do you want to do for work? I usually tell them I want to do IT. Because that's usually like a big part of what I want to do in terms of a normal workforce job. I would love to be involved in IT in some way, shape, or form. I do IT for myself, essentially. I tell them I have a video game that I'm making right now. And, you know, I talk about that sometimes, and I do even talk about YouTube sometimes, but I don't really reference it as a thing to most people. I try to keep that side just separate, and even if I were famous and I had made it as a YouTuber, I probably wouldn't tell people because there's just risks that come alongside it. Like, another big reason I don't tell people in the real world who I am and what I do online is because they have no concept of internet safety, and all they have to do is know my name online in order to find my channel, and then they could say the town I live in, they could say their own name, and then their profiles are found, and I'm friends with them on, you know, some other social media like Facebook or Instagram or whatever. You know, there's that. They could come in thinking they're being funny because they don't understand that, like, saying an address is actually a bad thing, and that could get me swatted, you know? Like, there's a lot of reasons for that. I'm very, very careful about... I'm probably more careful in person about my online identity than I am online about my offline identity. Which is, like, really strange, and I realize how bad that probably sounds, but it's just... I'm more like me here, probably, than I am in real life. That also probably sounds kind of sad and depressing, but I promise you it's really not. Hello, Coral. Thank you for spending your taxes. I appreciate it. Real world mention, heck yeah. I'm a little lost. Where did I go up? Did I not go up from the tunnel? I guess not. See ya, Jams. Thanks for popping in. It's getting late. The moon brings out the cool in us. That's crazy. You live in Dublin, Ireland? For real. Dude. Okay. It's the annual talk time about the burger, okay? This naturally comes up anytime Ireland is brought up. There's this burger in this Irish pub, and okay, listen, it's a very good burger, much burger, and you know, it has this sort of Irish cheese on it. You don't think of Irish cheese very often, or at least I don't. I feel like most people probably don't. But it was pretty good cheese. And then they also had this like a whiskey sauce on it, and that's really good. It's a really, really good burger. And I miss it very dearly. I would trade my firstborn son for a burger right now. The burger, where is the burger? That would be found in a place called Raglan Road. I believe there's only one, but there actually, I kind of remember seeing something like there's a few of them, but the one I went to is actually at Disney World in Florida. But there may be another one out there. A lot of the furniture there, they said, was imported from Ireland. The plates were not. Those were made in China. I distinctly remember that because they said that, and I immediately flipped over the plate and I looked at it and I just smiled because I caught them in a lie. They were like, everything here, it's brought in from Ireland. Admiral, what? Burger, like Evan Burger? Evan Burger. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I just remembered I made $100 this weekend for only 6 to 7 hours of driving. Dang, nice. 6, 7, bruh. To be fair, it's been a while since we talked about the burger. It's been a while. Sorry we call them employees now. I mean, they get paid. There we go. Making holes in the floor. Oh, they get paid, it's just they can't leave. Well, yeah, they gotta put in a 2 weeks notice. Otherwise, well, they don't have to, technically. It's just common courtesy. What happens when, like, what would happen in a company if, like, the entire workforce just didn't put in their 2 weeks notice and just up and left? Said, I'm not coming back to work. Like, I'm sure it's happened before. But say the CEO is the only one left. I guess he would be in charge, he or she would be in charge of, I gotta check my bias. He or she would be in charge of hiring more HR in order to hire more employees. I guess that's what would happen. I don't know. Raglan Road, Irish pub in Florida. That sounds like the one. For some reason I want to say it was called like the OMG burger. It was really good. It was really, really good. I can make this so much worse. Admiral's not wrong. They did import some people, if I'm not mistaken. Because they were redheads, now I'm thinking about it. It's pronounced, The burger. Yes, that is the one. But Admiral, do you remember? I'm gonna say this terribly, but like, to be fair, that's what this is. Didn't they import dancers? Like, isn't that isn't that correct? Am I thinking? Like, it's live entertainment, guys. It's something there. Yes, they imported dancers, entertainers. Adding entertainers to it just, that made it so much more uncomfortable for me, and I don't know why. You had me excited. I thought I could head down south someday and get a great burger, but now I find it's a year down south, not mine. Bruh. To be fair, authentic Irish is probably better than our Irish. And I mean, like, they import it, and it probably is quote-unquote authentic Irish, but I don't know, maybe a proper actual Irish pub would be better than our Irish pub. I don't know. I was rather fond of the dancers, very mesmerizing. Admiral. No. No. Yikes. Name tags say Ireland as well. I'm telling you, they imported human beings. They did. They did. Most places notice is optional. It's just being courteous to the employer, unless it's written in your contract. There's not much need. Yeah, that's true. You know, I just thought about what to buy with money. A new aux cord for my guitar. Ooh, yes, do it. Do it. We love more guitar gear. You can never have enough. That's the truth. Hi, bro. My exam was in. Nice. Welcome back, Mindwind. How'd your exams go, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, I'm hungry. I ate a lot today. Like, I ate 2 whole meals. Which I realize isn't, like, a lot to a lot of people, but to me, that's a lot. There's days where I only eat 1 meal. So, like, 2 full meals, that is a lot. Huh. I'm starving. When I hear Americans tend to get cheaper stuff when it's imported or make it sloppily, it's not truly Irish experience. King, you're meant to have 3. I know. Plus 2 snacks. Oh my goodness, the snacks is what kills me, dude. I would eat more, like, for a snack, but, like, I look around the kitchen and there's just not anything that's snackable, you know? Like, I would eat a bowl of ice cream at night, sure, that's fine. That is a snack of sorts. Not a healthy one, but we'll ignore that. But I don't have, like, just an easy to grab and go sort of snack. Like some nuts. Nuts would be great. Nuts are amazing. Trying to think other possible like snack options we have. King loves nuts. Dude, nuts are great. I'm always sad when we don't have nuts, so do I. Keep a party size box of Cheez-Its in your room 24/7. That sounds lovely. I could get behind that. Thank you for the candy, Nathan. I appreciate it. I have finished 1 whole candy cane of the Hershey Kiss. Did my mom buy these? Or did somebody else buy them? I think somebody else bought them. I'm kind of surprised that didn't hit the wall. I threw that a little harder than that. He sneaks nuts in at I don't sneak nuts in. Do we have nuts? I can't. Nuts. Thank you for the candy. I appreciate it, Dave. Alright. I just assumed you tried to sneak. You are actually very loud with nuts. I'm trying to think of a time I've ever ate nuts around. Fun fact, a lot of nuts aren't nuts. Peanuts, walnuts, almonds, hazelnuts, chestnuts, and more. Oh, coconuts. Basically anything with nut in the name isn't a nut. Well, isn't it like cashews? Cashews come from a fruit or something like that. I only know that from a Tabasco song, right? KingRegNogs. I don't know if I would want to make a company about nuts and then tie it to my name like that. I don't... There's just something that feels weird about it. Like... I mean, KingRegNogs. Should we make a company where I can sell nuts? Cashews aren't nuts, I'm pretty sure, yeah. It's kind of crazy. You're like a squirrel or something. Dude, nuts are good. I also love peanut butter. Nut butter is great. Like... Honestly, as much as I love creamy peanut butter, chunky peanut butter has its place as well. Like, if you're just getting a spoonful of peanut butter, you can't go wrong with either of them. Like, if you're wanting an easy experience, you go creamy. But crunchy isn't too bad. Oh, I didn't even realize that's what that was. Oops. Peanut butter is bad. You're bad. I'm sorry. That was a personal attack. I feel offended. What do you mean peanut butter is bad? What do you mean? Peanut butter with the peanuts in it? Oh, it's so good. Thank you for the hydrate. I appreciate it. I don't like chunky, too chunky. That's fair. Everyone has their own preference on consistency, I suppose. You used to be cool, still your #1 fan. The slander is crazy. In fact, no, not even slander, blasphemy. I'm inclined to agree with that. I feel like 80% of T-Rexes weren't T-Rexes. Check your DMs, sent you something you'd find interesting, possibly funny. I've had somebody say something kind of similar to that. Rift. What was it? They said something like, absolutely nogging it, and by it I mean my rag or something like that, and it was weird. I felt like I had read the most unhinged thing in the world after reading that. My name has been used in very interesting ways. I've just learned to appreciate that people have a freedom of speech. Do I agree with how they use their freedom of speech? Not always. I'm mega minding it. Yeah. Same energy. Peanut butter is just horrible. I like normal nuts, but not as butter. Maybe there's just tastes like sugar. I can see that being slightly better. Eat jelly sandwiches. I don't know what you mean. Like, it tastes... You get, like, actual, like, good peanut butter. Not, like, crappy peanut butter. But it tastes like... peanuts. But... in... a spread form. Like, it's not really even a butter. I would argue it's, like, a little closer to a paste in a lot of regards. Especially, like, the best kind of peanut butters. The best nut butter is Nutella. Nutella's good. Oh my goodness. You agree with how I used it? You know, I will let it slide. I will let that one slide. We call it jam, but no, not really a fan of jam sandwiches. Perhaps jam on toast sometimes, but not often. Okay. Yours a little strange. I respect it. Sometimes, you know, people are a little weird. You also, you know, you're a pineapple on pizza kind of guy, aren't you? Just want to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. Let's see. How are you, bro? I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Mindwind? Fun fact, Michelin star and Michelin tires are the same. Maxi pads and maxi dresses are not the same. Dove soap and Dove chocolate are different. This is true. This is true. Dove chocolate is actually like, I don't know why, but that is something I struggle to not eat too much of. Like, it's not even like really good chocolate. Like, it's better than Hershey. It's better than Hershey. It's just, it's not like any of the fancy chocolate brands. It doesn't even hold a candle to, like, what is it? They all start with G. Anyone know the chocolate? I know they all start with G's. I just couldn't tell you what they are because I don't care about what the brand is. I care about how that tastes. Welcome on in, Raiders. How's it going, Honey Bun? Welcome, welcome. Nutty Buddies are great. Ooh, Nutty Buddies are good. All right, let's see your guys' opinions on pineapple on pizza. I love pineapple on pizza. You're banned. Yeah, I love pineapple on pizza. You're banned. Pineapple on pizza is peak. Banned. Okay. Okay. We're losing half our chat. Sorry, guys. This is where we part ways. First stream I didn't walk in on talking about feet. We were talking about peanut butter earlier, so like it was getting close to that conversation. How are you doing though? It's good to see you. How was stream? Welcome on in, Raiders. If you guys haven't already, be sure to go follow Honey Bun. They're a great streamer. It's always a good time when I'm able to lurk over there. What were you guys up to today, if you don't mind me asking? I don't have a problem with people eating pineapple on pizza, but they should feel shame for it. I usually don't have an issue with people actually enjoying it. Like, in all seriousness, if you like it, that's good for you. But don't try to make me enjoy it. That's my only request for people who like pineapple on pizza. I last night had divine inspiration in my dream, and I need it. I made coffee and poured it on a Reese cup to make it coffee and chocolate flavored, and now I have to have this as a product. I need to taste coffee. That sounds lovely, Snacks. Wait, you're on to something. Coffee flavored items are so good. They used to have this Coca-Cola that was coffee flavored. That was pretty good. Coffee ice cream is phenomenal. I don't know if you guys have ever had coffee ice cream, but try that sometime. Good stuff. Y'all are so smart. You want to share your pizza with me? Same here. Same here, Nikita. Ghirardelli or Godvia? Yes. Godiva. Thank you. Those are the ones. Pineapple on pizza is like the peak of peaks, the summit. That's crazy. One step away. Peanut butter is close to feet. Unfortunately, yeah, it's there. It's there. Any of your Raiders my arc, I lost it. Oh no. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Great. I haven't watched. This is a funny thing. I have not watched any Indiana Jones movie all the way through. I watched the most recent one partway through. Like, I watched the first 30 minutes of it, and then I watched, like, the first hour of the first one. But I haven't watched any of the other ones. I fell asleep in the middle of the first one, and I never tried to finish it again. It was, unfortunate. Tastes pretty much the same. That's wild. That is wild. Stream is good. Played some craft. Nice. I'm glad you had a good time. Welcome on in, everybody. Also, if you need a raid and run, please feel free to do so. We're just chilling today. We were gathering some resources. We're going to be building this thingy at some point in time, but I need a lot of resources for it. And so we need, like, a lot of deep slate. We need mud. We need... I have a screenshot somewhere of the build palette. I'll just pull that up really quick while I'm thinking of it. We need deep slate bricks, polished deep slate, cobbled deep slate, normal deep slate, and that should be the very top of it, I think. Possibly. I could be wrong on that. But we've got a lot of... We need a lot of blocks for this, mostly deep slate. Hot take, Nutty Buddies are superior to Kit Kats. Both kind of fell off. I don't know. The problem I have with a lot of candies nowadays, and really any foods, is they don't taste like they used to because they changed all the ingredients. They're not using real ingredients. And, like, I know this is, like, a hot topic right now, but, you know, for example, Reese's. They do not... They don't use, like, real peanut butter. They don't use real chocolate. It's all a lie. And I find it hard to really enjoy much of anything because it doesn't taste like how it used to even when I was a kid. Like, in the span of like 15 years, candy has changed. It's ridiculous. It's awful. I got doomed by my temple. I've got to go. See ya, Al. Thanks for popping in. I actually don't know how it's pronounced, Coral. I'm gonna be so honest. I don't buy chocolate for myself. when somebody does on rare occasion buy me chocolate, I've never like actually looked at the name. I see the G at the beginning and I'm like, I know it's good. It's probably Italian. That's the extent of my chocolate brand knowledge. Having watched all of them, they all suck except Crusade. Really? That's interesting. By the way, I got an update on the cinema job I applied for. It closed applications the day before I applied, but they forgot to take it down and post. I'm sorry. That sucks. That's awful. Google Maps keeps emailing me. I think I posted a free ticket to a con, got 500 views. 1,071. Holy cow, dude. That is insane. GG's. Someone's never had Valentine's chocolate. I have. It's just disgusting. That's crazy. Nuh-uh. Wait until you try British or European chocolate. You'll love it. Godiva? Are you sure? That doesn't look like how it's spelled. Have you ever tried Terry's orange chocolate? I'm weird. I don't like chocolate that has fruits involved with it. I know it's like a really popular thing. I don't like it. I've always had this weird opinion that a lot of people think is weird, I guess. If I'm gonna eat chocolate, I don't want it to like taste like anything that's remotely healthy. Like for example, ice cream even. I don't like sherbet. I don't like strawberry ice cream, you know. I like chocolate, I like vanilla, I like mint. I like you know, I like the really, if I'm gonna eat something that's gonna like probably wreak havoc on my on my body later on because I ate like I'm invincible, you know. That's just how I tend to be. I don't know. I'm weird, I guess. So good. Cherry chocolate orange is different. I'll have to try it sometime, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it'll change my mind. Fixed it. That review is now down because I lied and said their tattoos are great. I don't have tattoos, but I still have the tickets. That's funny. That is really funny. I want to feel the diabetes. Exactly. Mint chocolate is probably the best. It's so good. It is so, so good. I'm going to dip now, drink my tea, finish my episode of The Rookie, and then go to bed. Good night and have fun. Thank you very much, Snacks. Appreciate you popping in. We'll have a good time. And enjoy your tea and The Rookie. If you have diabetes, you might as well enjoy it. Yeah. I should also note, I was born and raised in Florida. My family, half of it is from Florida as well. So like, for example, when we drink sweet tea or we have any form of dessert, it is... There's a reason Mississippi is the most diabetic state statistically speaking. I just want to like drive that home really quick. The barbecue there is sweet. The tea is sweet. The desserts are sweet. Everything is sweet. There's a reason there's so many mosquitoes in the South, and it's not because of the weather. It's because the blood is actually like... this part's made up. But, you know, everybody's blood there is just so sweet that it naturally draws in a higher insect population. Like, I'm telling you guys, it is crazy out there. Also, thank you for the candy. I appreciate it, Snacks. Everybody that I know in Florida as well, they have like candy casually, and this is not something that we've ever had in my house, or in friends' houses that I've visited in other states. They've just never really had just a candy bowl laying out, with various chocolates and such. I think the reason we never really had it was we weren't really like a candy family. We were kind of more of an ice cream family. We would get ice cream. We would I'm trying to, oh, I don't know how that's gonna work, but I'm gonna do it. Candy was good. We didn't have a reason to go buy it. It's expensive. We weren't exactly the most richest family in the world, you know? I mean, we had the essentials. So we had bread, milk, cereal, Pop-Tarts, which are incredibly mid, by the way. Pop-Tarts used to be good, but I'm convinced they've ruined those too. I don't know what they've done to them. Maybe they haven't changed the recipe, but I seem to remember them being a lot better than they actually are now. That might just be a nostalgia lens. I would concede on that one. Pop-Tart are hit or miss. That's fair. I feel like they're a lot more inconsistent now. You know, it used to be consistently you knew what to expect with them. But now I feel like it's anytime you open one up, you're not sure if it's going to have enough of the flavoring in it, if the frosting is going to be like absolutely melted to one side. You don't even know if it's going to taste like it's supposed to. And it makes me sad. It makes me really, really sad. Muhammad Marie, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Hello, hello. Mustard ice cream. I can't say I've ever had that one. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. I'm doing okay. Well, yeah, I'm doing good. I had to think on that one. Appreciate you asking. I never grew up on them, but once I finish eating it, it's not satisfying enough. But it does the job when it just needs sustenance. That's fair. I like to put them like in the toaster, and that like it provides a certain level of comfort. Like Pop-Tarts might be my comfort food. I've never really thought about that. I've always told people I don't have a comfort food, and for the most part I largely meant it. You know, I really don't. There's not a food that when I eat it I think of like childhood or anything like that. I'm weird, I know, but this is a texture thing. I do not like mac and cheese. And I know a lot of people are like, that's a comfort food, that's a classic, you should like mac and cheese. And I wish I did. I really, really wish I did, but it's a texture thing. I just can't do it. I'm trying to think of things like when we were kids. You know, my parents. You know what? Okay, there's one I can think of. My dad, he would get creative sometimes just to kind of break up the monotony of the day. He would he'd get a little creative at times, and he'd make some different foods for us. I don't know how much of this he made up and how much he stole from other people, you know. this might just be a general thing a lot of people do, and I just didn't know. But he would take peanut butter at times, and he'd mix it with like syrup, and he would make it into a sandwich for us. So he'd have peanut butter syrup sandwiches. Those things, oh my goodness, that is like childhood embodied right there, I think. And then on other occasions, you know, after we had like spaghetti, if we ran out of sauce, he would do buttered noodles. And I know a lot of people have had buttered noodles. I've never been able to make it quite as good as my dad, though. Like, that is... Man, buttered noodles. That might be a comfort food for me. And then toasted Pop-Tarts. I think some of that has to do with the fact, like, some of that... For example, I haven't had a peanut butter syrup sandwich since I was probably, like, 12 years old. So it's been almost 10 years. Buttered noodles, probably even longer ago than that. I haven't had a Pop-Tart in maybe 3 or 4 years, and before that, it had probably been about the same as well, 3 or 4 years. You know, I don't eat Pop-Tarts on the regular. Whereas a lot of the foods that we ate as a kid, for me, you know, I ate a lot of hot dogs, we had cheeseburgers, and my mom would buy those frozen honey battered chickens. Those were good. I haven't had those in a while. Those would probably be kind of comfort food. I'm trying to think. Oh, what were they? It's kind of like a Pop-Tart, but it's not really a Pop-Tart. Maybe it's not even like a Pop-Tart at all. Now I'm thinking about it. What were they called? Toaster strudels? I don't know if you guys... Those were pretty good. I had those for a very short period of time, but I'm surprised I even remember that. I was maybe 8 years old. Maybe. This one ice cream place I used to go to had ketchup, mustard, and relish ice cream. That is disturbing. I need to leave. No worries, Siab Muhammad Marie. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Ketchup, mustard, and relish ice cream is a little weird. I remember... This won't surprise you all when I say it, probably. Youth group games. Some of you probably have, like, various friends who have probably told you different youth group games that they've been a part of. This one in particular was pretty gross, I think. I luckily was fine, but it was a ice cream eating contest. But instead of everybody getting ice cream, somebody got like a bowl of mayonnaise. And I guess they didn't realize that it was mayonnaise because they just kept eating. They're like, they thought it was bad. Like they didn't know it was mayonnaise. They didn't know it was supposed to taste like mayonnaise. So the entire time they're sitting there going like, why is everybody else eating this gross ice cream? It's already bad. It's gone bad. But he won. That was the crazy thing. He still won. 106 all the way up to 142. So it's like 40 blocks tall. So, how many blocks are in this pallet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 divided by 40 for now. Or 40 divided by 6, sorry. Around about 6 blocks per block. I just needed to make sure I did it right. Oh. But you are typing things that I have no clue how to pronounce, Rift. I've heard, I think, I've seen, I'm gonna try it, Tekboki? Maybe? I've heard of it, and I've seen it. In fact, a friend of mine, we went, when I was in California, a couple years back, I went to go see one of my friends, and we went to a couple of different stores, and he made me buy like I guess it was like a instant bowl of it essentially, and I left it on my I left it on my floor, like it was literally right there, and I left it there for a couple of years, not even thinking about it. And one night the power had gone out, and I decided I was gonna try to make this. Now, mind you, I didn't have like any like insane amount of heat to like actually properly make this stuff, but I tried. So I got the water, because my water is I don't need electric for it. And I ended up hooking up my 3D printer. This is where it gets wild. I hooked that up to a battery, an external battery. I keep a couple of those charged just in case. And I ran that for a little bit to try to heat up the cup that I put all of the ingredients in. And I got it up to like room temperature. But you'd be surprised. A 3D printer is not very good at heating up probably like a cup of water, I guess. I don't know. It was not very good. I tried. I really tried. I was really desperate to eat something that night though, and it felt like I was eating rubber bullets, and it was incredibly spicy. Oh my goodness. The sauce that it was supposed to make, because of the water, it didn't really turn into sauce. It just kind of I mean, it just turned into a really spicy water. I was mentally unwell after that occasion, I think. But it was an experience. It was an experience. Chicken wings are my comfort food. Ooh, chicken wings are good. You should try strawberry milkshake Pop-Tarts. Bet. I'll add it to the list. I'd have explosive things if I had mac and cheese. That's fair. That is fair. BLT is comfort food for me. This is another weird thing. I like lettuce in salads. I like tomato in salads, but I do not like them on sandwiches of any kind. So I like a bacon mayonnaise sandwich. I remember when I was a kid, we would go to this, there was a diner that we would go to as a family, and we would go there like once or twice a week. My mom knew the owner of the place, and we would get all of our drinks for free, so it was pretty cost effective for us to go, really. So we would go, and occasionally I would want like a proper bacon sandwich, and I wanted the mayonnaise on it still, and so I I don't know what possessed me to say this, but I asked for a BM sandwich. Which, as a kid, I didn't know this, but apparently BM means bowel movement. Which, I didn't know that. But I got made fun of for that for a little bit as a kid. Rightfully so. I will admit, like, that was deserved. It was funny. It wasn't my fault. They didn't tell me that's what that meant. I just got creative with the naming scheme because I didn't want the lettuce and tomato. I wanted bacon and mayonnaise. That's all I wanted, man. It's supposed to be a thick, rich sauce. It can be spicy, but it's have to. Yeah, that's because later on I googled it because I was like, that's surely not what that's supposed to taste like. That was the devil incarnate in that sauce, dude. It didn't even taste really all that good. I think a lot of that just had to be to do with the fact that I didn't warm it up, so it didn't ever change consistency or anything like that. I knew it was supposed to be so much better. So I'm not gonna let that turn me off from trying it again. I just need to work myself up to it, and I need to find another. Ideally, like you said though, homemade is probably the best. So maybe I can. I mean, I don't think I could probably make it myself. I wouldn't know what it was supposed to taste like, so I don't know. I don't know if it would be a good idea for me to try to make it myself, but maybe. Who knows? I could try one day. Okay, this is working. I like this. Is it supposed to go into mud next? Is that why I grabbed dirt? That's why I grabbed dirt. Okay. Oops. So I'm gonna place dirt, and then later on I'll come through with some bottles, and I'll wet it all. So 1, 2. 3, 4. 5, 6. Trying to make sure I do this right. Close on the pronunciation. Why I came upside down. There's a channel point redeem on Twitch, so people are able to turn me upside down with that. It's just a silly little thing. I eventually want to have it so that you guys could also name tag me Jeb, and it'll cycle through a hue shift of some sort, so that way I'll be, you know, rainbow reg, I guess. Okay, what do we need? We need a couple of different deep slate types. So let me look at this really quick. Do I have, like, normal deep slate somewhere? I think I do. Let me go grab some. I need to shrink down that. Okay. I can send you my recipe I use. It's really simple. Only takes 45 minutes to an hour. Bet. Yeah, do it. I don't know if I'll ever get around to making it soon, but it'll at least be there when I'm ready. I know at some point, if I ever end up with a space that I can really use and stream in, I want to do cooking streams at some point. I think that'd be a lot of fun. My parents have said that they'd be okay with me doing it, but there's not enough privacy in the kitchen in order to do it. It's kind of a main walkway in my house, so everybody that walks into the house is going to be noisy, and it's just not something I'm really remotely interested in. Now, if for some reason I'm like alone at home for an extended period of time, I may consider possibly doing some sort of cooking thing. That would be fun. I didn't think about that. You know, we've always talked about the music streams being when nobody's home, but I could technically do cooking instead, or as well. Fish cakes too. Do I not have any, like... I thought I silk touched, like, a bunch of that. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I do not have enough normal, just silk touched deep slate. That'd be very fun, yeah. One day it's gonna happen. I'm curious how this is starting to look. I mean, obviously that's, you know, not how that's supposed to look. We need to go ahead and probably just wet that while I'm thinking about it. I really should have wetted that beforehand. So now I gotta, like, that's gonna be a whole problem. I haven't made tteokbokki in a while, although gonna make some soon, but don't remember the measurements exactly at the moment. That's fair. That is fair. I'm one of those guys, I like a general measurement guide, but then I kind of just wing it at a certain point. I go, yeah, you know, that's, I like a little bit more of this flavor in it, and then I just kind of throw more in there. Oh yeah, I got a lot of dark oak and birch while I was working on that bee farm earlier. What was I saying? I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. That's part of what would probably make that fun, though, is... I think one of the first things I would want to make... I really want to do, like, a pizza. Like, I've been told by a lot of people that pizzas are a lot harder than you think, and I know it is. I know full well that it is. I remember as a kid, my parents occasionally would have us, because I was homeschooled, for those of you who don't know. My parents would occasionally have us do, like, a culinary project. Once we made our own butter. That was crazy. It was really good, but it was a lot of work. Oh my goodness. That took so much work, because we actually, like, properly churned our own butter to do it. That took a lot of effort. But there was another time where we made our own dough, and then we made our own pizza out of that. So we had to lay out our dough. We had to, you know, try to do our best to flatten it out a little bit so that we could actually put some sauce on there. We didn't make our own sauce. I think that would have been really fun to do it all from scratch, but we didn't. If I did it, I would kind of want to do it all from scratch. I think that'd be so fun. But we also brought our own toppings and put those on there as well. I'm gonna have to add that to the list. That would be a little pricey to do it completely from scratch, I think. I don't know. I mean, it definitely is, because to make, like, your own tomato sauce, for example, if you don't already have all the ingredients on hand, compare buying a can of tomato sauce to buying, you know, I don't know how many tomatoes you'd need to make enough for a pizza, but, you know, let's say it's even just one tomato. Tomatoes aren't cheap. That's like $2 right there alone. Plus all the seasonings you're going to have to throw in to also add the flavors that you like in your sauce. And a lot of times there's, like, what is it? I've researched this before. I'm sorry, I just can't remember the words. I'm telling you guys, okay, it is a goated idea. Not just making your own pizza, but, like, if you have money, and you don't even need a ton of it, but, for the price that you could go out to eat, like, you know, a fairly nice restaurant, instead of doing that, for a date, you should go to the store with your partner. You should walk through the store together and pick out ingredients, like actually shop together. Make it a whole fun day, you know? It's a normal slice of life kind of thing, but it would be incredibly enjoyable just existing together. So you go, you shop for all the ingredients, you come home. There was nothing I could do. I was like, I don't have my shield. I'm screwed. Oh, that could have been bad had it been closer. All right. So you go to the store, you grab all the ingredients, you come back home, you try to make a pizza. If all fails, you can always order a pizza from, like, Domino's or Pizza Hut or Little Caesars, whatever pizza place you like. And it'll be there in, like, 30 minutes. You'll be fine. Otherwise, if you did it right, your pizza will turn out delicious. You'll have done it together. You'll have learned a lot about each other as well, like your shopping habits. You'll have learned how they operate in a kitchen. If they already instinctively wash their hands before they handle food, or if they're not as clean. You know, there's a lot of joy in cooking together, I think. And I think that's a slept-on idea that should be brought into the equation when it comes to dates. I'm just, you know, I'm not like a expert on it or anything, like, you know. It's no secret I'm very much not an expert on dating. But if somebody were to ask me if I wanted to do that, it would be a definite yes, because I'm just thinking of all of the logistics of that. It hits all the major bases. It's better than, like, I know it gets made fun of a lot. I think it gets made fun of too much, but I think this is better than, like, going and watching a movie. You know, as much as I do think that is an okay thing to do, I think people dog on it too much, saying, like, you don't even talk to each other. Like, watching a movie, maybe not a good first date. But it could be a solid enough third where you're not, like, learning about each other anymore. You're just trying to do things together and have a good time. That's where I think a movie date sets. Like, do you know a spicy wheat pepper? I do. Hello, Liv Hates You. Welcome on in. do. Also, apparently, I dropped like a ton of frames. I am so sorry, guys. I didn't realize that. Are we good? I think we're fine. That must have been a while ago, but we lost like 1% of frames. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What do you mean, uh-oh? There we go. How was he when he was... Okay, I was forewarned about this question. You know, I think, honestly, he wasn't that bad. He was still a good guy. Maybe no filter. But outside of that, like, genuinely still a well-intended person, I think. In my opinion. Still no filter. Oh, that hurts, that hurts. Hang on, hang on. Okay. I'm sorry. That got a little close for comfort. Who warned you? Spicy. Still no filter. Yeah, no. The filters... I think it's improved a little bit. In my opinion. That's just me, though. Nice save, thank you. Thank you very much. I don't think... I think... You had, like... I'm trying to think... Oh, yeah, he did that a lot. That was the thing he did. Well, he didn't call him that. He referred to the other guy. That did happen. It was all jokes, I'm pretty sure. Oh, we're gonna discuss him snitching. Watch out. Liv says, that, you're gonna have a discussion about snitching. What did I do? Other guy? Other guy. Oh, yeah, the other guy. Good ol', what was his name? Puff Daddy. Yeesh. That was a time. King, you're killing me, man. I'm sorry. Listen, you know, I'm gonna be honest. That's the best policy, right? Yeah, no, he was a fine enough guy. He didn't, like... Maybe he couldn't read a room the best. I will add that, okay? That may have probably been the biggest downfall. But outside of that, like, no, he was a genuine guy. He wanted everybody to have a good time. He would never intentionally make people feel... He would never make people intentionally feel, like they didn't belong there, or that, that they were... He didn't want them to feel uncomfortable either. see. What was our next block? Oh, it's, I guess those? I don't know, sure. We'll roll with that for now. Why is there so much villagers? Like, well, I don't know. I see them everywhere. They just don't leave me alone. The unlevel eyes? Oh. Yeah, Kit. That was funny. That honestly... I've talked to her about that. No, it bugs her when people pay too close of attention to her. That's really where that is, I think. She doesn't like people like paying super close attention to her physical appearance. I was just didn't care. That's what Rubric told me. Rubric was a time. Oh my goodness. Rubric. You want to talk about somebody? That guy's a toddler, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I will openly trash talk that man. Wow. Rubric. What a time. I think he was just... I don't think he's like that in real life. I'm really hopeful he wasn't like that in real life. But Rubric, he just acted like a child the entire time. It kind of just became like a persona to him, I think. I don't know that to be 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure it is. I'm not optimistic on that. He's kind of disappeared lately. I think he took a break from the internet to focus on like actual school stuff. From my understanding, that's what it was, but I don't know that to be a... I don't know. I truthfully do not know. About that. Sorry, like a little toddler. I'm not optimistic on that. Yeah. He was a character. Rubric was. He didn't like me. I can't say I blame him. I think the worst part, honestly, for me, with me and Rubric, was he just couldn't take a joke. It's like, he would trash Kit and her schedule, or whatever, constantly. And it wasn't even to the point of, like, being funny. It was just kind of like... It was excessive. And then when you'd make a meme about him back, being, you know, him being a whiny baby about it, suddenly it was the end of the world, and he was trying to be a main character or something. I don't want to, like, talk bad about people while they're not here, kind of thing, but, like, at the same time, like... He was openly conducting himself that way. It's not like this was a private conversation between him and I. Oop, what in the... Okay. Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, he ate it on me. Yep. But Kit's schedule did deserve to be called out. There's a way to do it appropriately, and that's the thing a lot of people miss. Like, you can be unhappy about stuff. I don't care about that. Like, by all means, if you're upset about something, that's okay. You have every right to be. But I think a lot of people cross that line too often. You know, I can even respect the intents behind it. I mean, even in my own community, it happens a lot. Like, I will admit, I cancel a lot more than I want to. but it's not like I'm, you know, I'm trying to communicate it. That's the big thing. I respect the sentiment that people have, you know, they just want to watch the stream and have a good time. But it's hard to make a stream and have a good time when the pressure is there that you have to stream because, you know, insert person here is throwing a temper tantrum about the schedule not being followed to the T or whatever. Thankfully, I've got nobody that's doing that. But I've had people in the past who very much were like that, where it's like, if you're not streaming when you said you're going to stream, then, you know, screw you. I'm going to trash you and your entire legacy. And it's like, it's just wild to me how petty some people can be over that. Real life does come first. That's what I always tell people. It's what comes first for me, and it should be what comes first for a lot of streamers. And that includes, you know, Kit. That went up a little higher than I meant for it to. What's our next spot? Polished. Polished deep slate. Okay. I had some. There it is. Okay. Maybe like one more stack just to be safe. Okay, I am recording. I was about to say, I don't think I started recording. No, we're good. We're fine. I hate to ask, but I can't do much with the... I know who they are. I could not possibly even attempt to get you into contact with the man who starts with A. There's a complicated history there. Kit is a hit or miss, honestly, truthfully. You know, she's a very busy person. Let's see. And I don't know if she'd really want to talk about it. That's the other thing. There's a lot of stuff that went down around that time period. I think she just wants to move on from a lot of that stuff. How's that looking? It's not terrible. It's got something there. That's why I left the streamer game, just not for me. I like to make videos, that's fair. Yeah, it is. He did some stuff, and I basically, I could talk about it. It's just I'm choosing not to because it's probably the right thing to do. You know, I want to move on from him. What he did was awful. And there's some people who still take his side over that. So it's just one of those things. as much as I could talk about it, the question of, is it really all that safe to talk about? I don't know. Spicy knows most of it, I think. One day I'll get around to actually talking about it. I'll say screw it and stop caring what other people say and think about that, but it is a careful thing I try to avoid because there's a lot of drama with that. It was silly, stupid, kind of silly. You need a person like that again? I get having a life and being busy or tired and canceling, but I wouldn't mind acting like I'm mad about it. No, you guys are fine, truthfully. You guys do what you want to do. I'm okay either way, honestly. You know, it's not gonna make me stream more or less, probably. The big thing is the videos. I feel bad about that. You know, I took more time off of streaming so that I could do the videos, and then it hasn't really happened, has it? I do feel bad about that. So now it goes into cobbled deep slate. Do I have any cobbled on me? I don't. Hey, Parade? Asking for a shout out really isn't gonna do you much. I would encourage you to just make content and you'll find the right audience. And then from there you'll do much better than any shout out I could give you. Really stupid bit of time, but it was free content for me. That's fair. It was, I want to say, like, at the time, it felt awful. It was like one of the worst points in my life. I've had infinitely worse since then. So, like, I do kind of long for the days that was the biggest of my issues. With some little twerp lying about a whole bunch of stuff. And trying to drag my name through the mud. Because that was something I could fix. All this other stuff now, it's like, I can't fix this. Like, I'm stuck with it. You know, you just gotta choose your poison, I guess. Welcome on in, Raiders. How's it going? Hello, Violet Fox. How is your stream? Hello, Raiders. How are you all doing today? We are currently playing on my Minecraft Forever world. And we went down to the mines today to get a bunch of deep slate. And we're working on this archway. And I'll kind of show you guys the gradient we've got going on right now. I'll turn off shaders because it's kind of making it look a little wacky. That will be mud, so just ignore that for now. But we're kind of working our way up, just trying to get the shape and the colors correct. And hopefully it'll look good. It's a hit or miss. We're still testing things out, but you know, that's what we've been up to today. We meet again. Hello, Lena. Welcome on in. Hello. I finally finished the exterior of my cabin build on Sunrise SMP. Hey, nice. That's awesome. Well, congrats on that. Hopefully it turned out how you were imagining it. And if you need to hop out, raid and run, Raiders, you as well, please do. Take care of yourselves. I appreciate you being here, but I know it's getting late for a lot of us out there. If you need to eat, sleep, drink, walk the dog, any of those things, please feel free to do so. I understand. Real life comes first. But if you want to stick around, that's a-okay too. Also, my pants are about to break. We're going to take those off. Same thing with the chest plate. We'll put those in a chest. I've been saving all my first set of armor for a museum kind of build later on. And so I was going to put that in here. And we'll just make a new set of armor. Well, I've essentially got a brand new set at this point. So we needed pants and a chest plate. Oops. Boop. Boop. Okay. There we go. Protection 1 and protection 1. Cool. That works. Dude, that looks super good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Top 10 invalid crash outs #1. That was bad. I don't know. I really want to talk about it. I don't even know where to start with it is the problem. Because I know things now that I'm really not supposed to know. And that makes it a little bit more complicated to talk about. So I don't want to like start telling you guys a story and then leave out details. But I found out some things and you know, part of me just says I probably need to just let it go. But the other part of me just also at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, it's hard to let stuff go sometimes. I won't lie. It's really hard to let things go. I don't know. Anyway, let's focus on this. This is more important. Not... Wow. It's been a year. It's been a year since that. It doesn't matter anymore. That's crazy. A year. Okay. So we need to go up and put down some cobbled deep slate. That's the next block. Okay. Right? Cobbled? Yeah, cobbled. Okay. There. Ads always have a way of showing up right around the time a raid does. And I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like that's a setting somewhere in Twitch that should be at least existent. Like, hey, a raid happened. Delay ads by, you know, insert time amount here. I don't know, that would just make a lot more sense to me than whatever the current system is. Okay, we'll go over to probably about here. Kind of being careful because I don't want to go too high, but I don't want to go too low either. So we need to do probably one more block up scattered, and then we'll put in the normal deep slate as well. So right there. How's that looking? Almost. Do that. And then I bring it up a little bit too. Is Spicy still here? I don't know. Good thing here is only the color matters, so me placing these blocks the wrong orientation does not matter. And I'm all for that. Can you not see? No, I can't see, who's in the YouTube chats. Uh, 2, 3. Five? Yeah, sure. Is that supposed to be 1 or 2? I don't remember. Really? Yeah, no, YouTube doesn't let me see. Unfortunately. Which is sad. I wish they kind of did, because I like to see who's kind of hiding in the corners. It's always nice, but they don't share that, sadly. Alright, we need... I need like a little bit more cobbled... Uh-oh. That was my bad. Okay. Boop, boop. Okay. This one just needs to go up to the same height as the last one. And this one looks like I'm gonna have to run downstairs to see. Alright, good luck. If he's not still on, then tell him I said hi. Okay, wait, that actually kinda slaps. Wait. Okay. Yeah. Cause that contrast with this and then what's gonna be in that white, oh my goodness. That is gonna be really cool. He's on his nightly walk. Ah, okay. Yeah, he enjoys a nice nightly walk, that's right. Thank you for subscribing, I think? I'm sorry, I can't see, YouTube notifications. I heard the sound, I saw it pop up on screen for a very brief second. But whoever's name starts with M, I appreciate it, thank you. Boop. And then... boop. Okay. Okay. Wait. We have another block that kind of sets between those. I mean, there's basalt, but I don't have that, so we can't use it. Okay, we just need to put more cobbled deep slate between the top and the middle there. That's all we need. Okay, so if it goes up that high, then it can kind of go... maybe like that? I'm not quite decided on how this is gonna turn out yet. And it's getting dark. Uh-oh. Okay. Put that on. Okay. There we go. Boop, boop. And you can't see. So what I need to do now is I need to go back down, get a water bottle. And we'll use that on the dirt to make mud. And that'll give us a good view of what this is gonna look like. If it looks good, we'll keep up with this and probably try to finish up the frame a little bit. If it looks bad, then we'll go back to the drawing board, I guess. Okay. Bum. Ooh, wait, that's not good. Yeah, let's not do that. We need water. Water. Sorry for making contact with you, but he's never really mentioned you. The only reason why I know of you is because he has a list of people he's named in music, and your name was there. KingRegNog, no issue, just inherited. Yeah, no, that's fair. You're fine. I don't mind. I don't know about the other guy. I know Kit personally. She's just she's missing in action right now. Really busy with like school and stuff, so she's not been online in a long time. We'll go with 5 for now. Wanted to make contact to see what happened. That's fair. Completely valid. I respect you for that, honestly. Not just like lurking in the shadows, hoping to find answers in other places. Like just actually asking. That's respectable. That is very respectable. I got the Indiana Jones theme stuck in my head. I'm sorry, guys. It's pretty limited about the other guy. Apparently, he let out some information or songs that were on the low. Really? That was... Huh. Okay. I didn't know that. Huh. Yeah, I didn't know about that part. Yeah, I knew he did a lot of weird stuff. And I know I wasn't the primary target of all that either, which is just what makes it so much stranger to me. Only because I was really the one that made him mad in the first place. Like, that guy took it out on a lot of other people. And, like, I understand why he was mad at me, sort of. I don't understand why he reacted like he did. That's where a lot of the questions still lie on that, I guess. Oh, there we go. This looks so much better than dirt. Oh my goodness. Mud. Mud is my lifesaver. Oh. Okay, do we have... I need like another bucket of water. It's fine, I'll just staircase it for now. Boop, boop, boop. Can't get up there. Can I? Ah! I really should have done this on the ground instead of on the wall. Oh well. Live and learn or something like that, right? There we go. Boop. Alright. how does that look? He also outed a guy called PC Gus's dad's full name. Who Spicy is very loyal towards. Like, he's loyal to PC Gus. Oh yeah, no, dude, that's so fair. I know Gus too. Yeah, no, Spicy takes Gus very seriously, so. Yeah, they're all the same. Yeah. Whoa. Okay, that actually that makes it look so much different than I was imagining. I'm sorry. Wow. That is incredible. Wow. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 100 times. Yes. What do we need to do for the white gradient? What's left in that? White concrete calcite, white concrete powder, quartz. Right? Yeah. Quartz pillar, pale oak. I don't know if we have enough. I don't think we have all those blocks. Can't get quartz yet. Well, we could villagers. We could use villagers for that. Otherwise, I have to go to the nether soon. Which maybe we just make that our thing and just go. The loyalty thing is sweet. Oh, absolutely. I can respect it. You know, in today's day and age, it's kind of hard to find people who actually stick with you. You know, actually have your back and not just waiting until the moment suits them best to stab you in the back, rather. So it's awesome that one, that Gus has somebody like that, but also that Spicy is able to do that for Gus. And I think it's mutual as well. You know, they both have each other's backs, which is important. That's very important. Two, three, four. There we go. That'll get me the chest. And then I think... I'm trying to think how much... We've been going for 3 hours. Okay. Let me see when the next ad break is going to be. I want to make sure I stop before then, but I don't want to, like, stop right this second, because then the last ad break was 10 minutes ago. I feel like that's a little bit of a cheat if I quit now, you know? It's too cute. It is. It kind of is. I can agree with that. Oh, that is cool. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm tooting my own horn here, but that is really cool. We'll do deep slate in here because there's just so much of it. Oops. Those. Okay. And then I'll sort that out in a minute. I'll sort it out now. So we'll put those normal deep slate up top. Okay. Cobble deep slate underneath it. Boop. Okay. Then polish deep slate under that. And then deep slate bricks here. Okay. Sweet. Sweet, 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 sweet. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put that, I think. Maybe? I don't know. Okay, wait a minute. Trying to figure out the best way to do this. Be that? No. Okay, put the shovel there. Like this, I think. I think this might be the play. Okay. Well, that was short-lived. I messed that up. That's on me. Okay. Well, we got some mud. That can go in here for now. I gotta go get more water. Spicy has shown that to me too. My family has disowned me. Called Spicy Oh. Lovely. My brother tried to stab him, and through all that, he has chosen to ride or die with me. Tell him bad things and me bad things. We're together, and he'd still stick with me. That's awesome. He is, you know, he's stubborn, I think. Is probably the word I would use there. But in a good way. You know, not on, like, dying on needless hills, but when all the signs say, hey, you should probably, it would be in your best interest to maybe not do this or to walk away from this or whatever, you know. Sticking with his day ones. That's it's a what's the term I'm looking for? Like, I guess an admirable trait, yeah. Twitch chat assemble. Huh? What? Twitch chat assemble. What does that mean? I'm gonna also set a timer for 20 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 20 minutes. Awesome. There we go. Is that what they say in Transformers when the things come to life? Yeah. Yeah, that's what they say. There we go. Okay. What was I doing? Mud. That's what I was doing. We need to make mud. So, oh my goodness, that just, like from here, just right here. Okay, can I can't get over that. Twitch chat is dead. I'm trying to revive it. Nah, it's fair. Everybody's probably getting ready to sleep. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I was halfway considering wrapping up soon, but I'm also having a lot of fun for the first part of it. But also the other half of it is the ads were just kind of recent, and I feel bad about that. But I'm also kind of tired, so. You were about them getting hurt of it. That's fair. You know, at the end of the day, the best thing you can do is to do what he's done for you. So stick with him through it all, back him up, and you know, if he does get hurt, then you're gonna have to help him walk it off. And you know, you do the best that you can to make sure that he doesn't do something too royally stupid. Went upstairs, you're draining my data again. No! I'm the #1 cause of loss of data. I'm sorry, guys. I'm that guy. Okay, I brought water up this time. I really should have brought 2 waters up. That way I could, like, not make the mistake twice. But it's whatever. We're gonna try to make some mud. This is actually working better than the other system, okay. I can take all that. I'm here. I just went to the bathroom. That's fair. I went upstairs to get my data again. For 2 hours, you feeling all right? No, it's diarrhea. Yes or no to work? Too much information? I think that was the perfect amount of information. Quite frankly, I think that may have been very important for us to know. Like, if I didn't know, I'd be left to theorize. And that's arguably worse. Admiral, are you here? I'm just hungry and I'm trying to plan my, what do you call it? I guess, it's gonna probably be midnight snack by the time I get down there, but if he's wanting to watch some TV or anything, then I gotta be mentally prepared for that. If he's just wanting to... If he's not even wanting to be a part of any of that, then I'll have to spend another night all alone. It'll be terrible. And then, boop. Okay. I am, but I do like the fact, will anyone lash out at him and not lash out at them because he has a lyric he wrote, which he finished recording 35 songs and said he probably not using any of them. Like, what do you mean they're not good enough? How can the lyricism be more fleshed out? That sounds about right. That sounds about right. Perfectionism is, it's a blessing and a curse. TMI for Nathan. Coral, you did it. Yay. Admiral, bring King some snacks, please. Not Jay. Welcome on in. What's the homework? I might be able to help. I can't say it'll be accurate, but I can try. I can definitely try. You know what? We have some trees we need to chop. Let's do that really quick while we're stalling. A dog that may eat it with that help. They're really good songs. I've heard some of his stuff. I don't know what all ended up getting released and what didn't. Like, he can flow. It's awesome. I cannot. So, you know, I've always said when somebody can do something, even if it's like incredibly mid, it's amazing to me just because it's a talent that I do not possess. So I do not understand. It blows my mind that somebody can do something, especially when you compare it to the skill level that I have. That's not. When you're 100 times better than me, it doesn't matter. Like 100 times is still 100 times. You got a lot of trees. I didn't realize. I'm kind of thinking we'll fill it in with deep slate tiles, but I want to also do some sort of pattern on the floor, probably with copper. And I still gotta figure out where the actual, like, crucible will go in this thing. Because this is supposed to be a forge. And so I want to make sure I do it. I want to make sure I do it justice, but also, like...
Hello there.
I'm struggling. I'm really struggling with design on this thing. Thank you for the follow, Officer Speed. Welcome on in. There's a song called How Come about his struggles with loyalty issues. I've heard some of his older words and other than his album with the red art and his King Decker one. It's all vulgar. That tracks. That definitely tracks. I'm with you there, Liv. Music having personality is nice. It's just, it tells somebody's story. It tells you who they are. You know, it's a piece of them. Speed King, thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. Alright, what am I doing? We need to chop this down. Hydrate, thank you. I will get that in a second. We also need to run down the mountain really quick because it's about turn night. I need to just get a bed up here, but I'm really lazy. Thanks for the hydrate. Reg, are they part of your royal family? I don't know. I've not met them. Might be a cousin, possibly. Are you playing realistic mod? Not anything like crazy, just the shaders really. But I do have like a couple of other small mods that add some particles, but nothing that changes actual gameplay. Like it's not anything crazy like that. Just some graphics, pretty much. Probably call him in and get food situated. Alright, sounds good. Enjoy dinner, I guess. And have a good rest of your night. It was a pleasure to meet you. Oh, ow. Okay. Sleep. Okay. I don't know why I do this at sunset every time. So you can't see when it's sunset. I also gotta figure out what I'm doing here on this side, because it'll be a flat wall, I guess. That works. Yeah, no, that's fine. In here, I'm kind of thinking of doing like a copper statue of some sort. standing in this white thing. This white cone curve thing. I don't know what to call it. That will hopefully look okay. We'll see. Great talking to you and learning a wicked amount about him and people he talked to. I'm glad I could provide some information. You guys are getting a little bit of a longer stream today, at least. I do feel bad. I just want to like go ahead and bring this up because it's on my mind. Yesterday or Sunday, I was planning on streaming. Like I had everything just about ready. And I was days ahead, but I knew I was gonna have time for it. And then my mom came home. And she's like, by the way, we're gonna go do this. And I'm like, oh. Okay. And she's like, do you have time? I'm like, well, I really don't. But it's something I should go and do. So I'll just take tonight off. Or I guess it was Saturday that she told me that we were doing that. Something like that. I don't remember. And then once I was out, I realized there's just no hope of getting back in time. But I had to go to the hospital and visit a family member. So it was a good reason, okay, guys? This one genuinely was an important reason to cancel stream, I think. But I was going to stream. That was not communicated to me before it was decided upon. I was almost about to have to cancel the Minecraft live stream that we're gonna do, but I had to tell people I already committed to doing something that day. I still have to send a couple of messages out for that because I'm in charge of things. And they expect me to be there. I don't want to be there because I'm going to be doing Minecraft things. That's what I want to do, is Minecraft things. Hello, Father Sean. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Are you a hog or a lobster? Is it too much to ask to be both? I feel like both is the more appropriate answer, if you ask me. But I understand if I'm not allowed. I wouldn't be upset if you told me I could do both. This fancy message box, never seen this before. They have a couple of like bit effects that do some. Like, there's one that, like, makes emojis larger, and it's the message effect one. It's kind of like, it's really helpful on busy chats, because it's kind of like a pay-to-win, or something like that, I guess. I don't know. There's only one right answer. Very interesting thought process. I mean, well, you gotta think about it, okay? So, hogs have, like, thick skin, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking. But what if you combine that with crustaceans, right? Now I'm questioning if I said that right, even. But, like, the lobsters, they have those claws. And lobsters are strong. That's, like, the other thing. Like, Crustaceans. Crustaceans. Wild. Hogs are stronger. Well, I mean, like, I would like to see a size comparison on them. Because I feel like if a lobster was the size of a hog, there's a chance that it might be stronger. But I don't know that to be true. It's kind of like, you know, spiders and ants and all that, you know. They're very strong for their size. The problem is that I'm mostly running into here is, at the end of the day, they both get eaten a lot. And I feel like if I had to pick one, if I had to pick genuinely just one, I'd have to pick the lobster because I go for a higher dollar amount than pig. Although that being said, you could argue you go for a higher dollar amount as a hog because there's more meat. You know, a lobster, you could buy a whole lobster for, I don't know. I don't buy lobsters. Probably like $20? $20? To buy a whole pig, you're talking like 500, I feel like. At minimum. I might be wrong on that. I don't know. But I feel like I might not be. But you can't just go to a restaurant and order a whole hog. That's just, I don't know. But on the other hand, pork, barbecue pork is so good. I want to taste good. It's not a sentence I ever thought I'd say. Hog is better. I can definitely see that point of view. I can definitely see the point of view. It's just, it's hard to pick just one. Situationally, I could see the lobster winning, but now that I'm, like, I am thinking about it. And the more I think about it, if I'm condemned to a fate of just being somebody's food, I'd rather be a pig. Because they're gonna get more food out of me, which means I'm more valuable. I'm gonna taste really, really good. And, I'm not gonna get cooked alive either. Like, that's a... Well, not all lobsters get cooked alive, but... a lot of times they're still alive up until the point of just about getting put into the pot. So... you know, I think there's a lot less dread with being a pig. Your life is eat some oats. Brother, may I have some oats? That's an old one. I'd be surprised if anyone understands what I'm talking about. I could easily be swayed to either side, I feel like. I have probably the coldest take on that one, but I think the mass majority of times, the longer I'm thinking of it, the more I'm convincing myself hog. This might be like the most serious, unserious question I've ever been asked. Because I'm thinking about it like it's a really important thing. But I mean, like, you know, that's how I also answer hot dog versus sandwich. It is like a hot dog a sandwich. And, you know, is water wet? Like, as much as they're silly questions, I love tackling them with an element of seriousness to it. It's just, it's more fun that way. Okay, my alarm just went off, which means it is time to wrap things up. I do appreciate y'all being here. I'm hungry. I am so hungry. Oh my goodness. So thank you all for being here. It's been a lot of fun. I'm gonna find us somebody to say hello to. And I encourage you guys to hop in and meet somebody with me. Let's go say hi to Elfie. He's currently playing on the Skyblock Kingdom server. He is building some sort of island. I don't know what kind. Who knows? With Elfie, he could build a whole continent in one stream. So we'll just have to wait and see. Hop and raid, get some free channel points, meet a cool stream along the way, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye-bye, everybody.